even though we did get caught with the vodka, obviously.
Makes sense. If you're going all that
And
way.
trying to get off with Russian lads.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a great idea, but you know what I mean? But we were proper mank girls.
When you're older, where would be your dream place to go?
It's weird because...
What does it look like? Describe it in your mind. The house and...
It looks like a bay. There's a bay. I'm not so bothered about having rock, because in Gozo there's not much sand. It's mostly rocks, and I quite like that because sand sort of gets on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, my wife's like that.
It's a bit very British thing to say, isn't it? It gets on my nerves. When it's all rocks, there's a load of ladders and you just get straight into the sea. So I think it's a bay with a sunset and mountains and a little house. And I think that's where I could handle that. I don't need a pool because I'm near the sea.
Yes.
I always thought I need a big pool and a villa and all that. I'm like, I don't need that.
Is there a shed?
Of course there is.
Of course there's a shed.
Are you mad?
Yeah. With aircon.
With aircon.
Yeah.
We like aircon.
Yeah.
The problem is I can't have aircon on one at night because I lose my voice, which is not great
Yeah,
when you're
it's
acting.
annoying, yeah.
So I have to do like the big sort of fan at the side of the air. But I do have aircon on for a bit and then I have to turn it off in the night because I'm the voice
It's amazing
goes.
those places that get, I was doing a bunch of tours earlier this year and I was in like Porto and
gorgeous.
It was incredible, but doing a show there was mad.
Yeah.
And I and really hot all the time. And there was a bondage shop. I remember sort of passing it on the way to the gig thinking, in this heat? And you kind of like, I sort of thought anybody
The amount of
anybody can be a gimp in a a Nordic country.
Yeah, anyone
But to
can.
do it, and I just had this image of this sort of
Squelching.
gimp, just like
Vera passes a towel.
yeah, but unzipping himself and going, has your apartment got aircon? like it was so. Yeah.
I mean, that is minging.
6th floor.
Yeah, exactly. You're on your
No step. What? No elevator.
Lift, yeah.
you have to cut me out. But
Minging. No.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, extraordinary. What were your childhood holidays like? Did you go to the Mediterranean as a young'un?
Well, weirdly, it wasn't really... I got a really weird sort of thing happened to me, even though we were quite working class. Money was quite short. My granddad worked for the railway. He was a labourer on the railway. So when we joined the EU, we got free tickets, train tickets all over Europe.
Oh, wow.
So we went on a train to bloody Italy.
Blimey.
When I was like, we went every year from 7. I mean, the other holidays were Prestatyn. We went to Barry Island once. Our Chris got lost. So it was mostly Welsh-based, which was lovely as well. Well, actually, it wasn't. Mum and Dad used to row a lot, so they used to just row a lot in a smaller place, like in a caravan.
Yeah.
Which was always fun, in the 70s.
Yeah.
We're just going to go and row in a smaller place.
Yeah.
Where no one can get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, brilliant. Where your mates aren't.
Yeah.
To run off. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So there's a lot of that. But when we went with Gran and Grandad, but it was so funny. We'd get to like Euston. Then we'd get on a train, on a ferry. We'd get on a train. And remember all the different currencies you'd need then. And you'd get over. I don't know how we got there because we couldn't speak a word of English. My gran had the suitcase and the biggest freezer box you've ever seen. So we never had to buy any food.
Yeah.
And all she used to do is stink like these really sort of Parisian carriages out with boiled eggs and ham sandwiches.
Yeah. It's so wonderfully British, isn't it?
So wonderfully British.
But kind of like it's a proper grandmother of going, they won't have food there. You go to Italy.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be
Italy.
the best food in the world. And you're
Can't
rocking
buy
up.
food on the way. I remember getting to Ventimiglia
Got
when I
meat
was
and potato
7.
pasty. Like
Yeah, I got to Ventimiglia when I was 7.
Wow.
And or 8. Was I 8? And they had to, but we were in the lira bit now, so we had the liras because they got them from the post office. So we've got enough food to get there. And they bought us a ham and cheese baguette. And I thought it was like, I don't know, I thought it was some sort of elixir from heaven.
Yeah, it's mad.
I've never tasted anything so wonderful in my life. This fresh bread.
It's nuts, isn't it? I've a real sense memory of like we were in France and having like a chocolate croissant for the first time, and you're like, what is this? This is like 1988.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't get that in England. And you're like, well, then for breakfast. These
these
people have this for breakfast. These mad, it's wild.
I know, and then you get there and you could smell when you got to Italy, you could smell the garlic and and you could smell the pesto, and I used to think it was like magic. And my gran and granddad were actually brilliant. They used to eat everything, and then you'd get fruit for your starter, and my granddad would go, "Hey, it's funny, isn't it? Fruit for starter," and it was just brilliant. But they really embraced it. Apart from we were on the beach. 3rd-degree burns, no sun cream.
Yeah.
You
don't need that.
Don't need that shit.
Sizzling, yeah.
Every single time by the second day, my gran's going, I don't know what's that. Because Chris used to just go like a berry, and I'd be like 3rd-degree burns on the bed shaking. Are you all right? What's the matter? Throwing up.
Yeah.
But then they got the sun cream, the 2%, wasn't it? Factor 2. Yeah, but that's weirdly, that was my holiday. And then once, which was the weirdest thing, I had this brilliant teacher called Kerry Barlow. Looking back, she must have been about 25, 26, and she did that, very out of times now, but we went to Russia the year before the wall came down, and we were like a proper, normal comprehensive school from Stockport, slightly on the rough side, really, and she fought for us to go, and all we had to do, we had to save £500, which was like, we may as well have said 5 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But all the family put pounds in every week, and we saved the £500. And I went to Russia with my best friend Claire, who still's my best friend, and it was just unbelievable, life changing for me, because I just thought that's when I realised there's another world out there. And my mind got a bit bigger, and that's when I wanted to go to university. And I thought, right, okay, I want to.
How old were you then?
I was 14. So it was about 14, 15, so it was 88. What am I now? Yeah. So it was the year before the wall came down. So they were trying to sort of break the barriers, the glasnost era. So they're doing all these exchanges, but mostly they were posh schools. But she had the nons to put an application in and say, and I think she got a bit of a grant or whatever, even though we did get caught with the vodka, obviously, me and Claire.
Makes sense. If you're going all that way.
And trying to get off with Russian lads.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a great idea, but you know what I mean. But we were proper mank girls, so we had a lovely time. But it was one of the most fascinating times of my life, and I think that really opened my mind up to there's a huge world out there, and travel and education is just so. Any trip the boys go on, even though they're a fortune, I go. You've got to go.
I really enjoyed that chat. What I love about this is we talk about 5 brilliant things, and yet from this we've gone from a shed to 1984, and we've ended up in Russia. It's been a real journey.